Saw a little promo for the local news talking about FACEism. And if you read what the definition of FACEism says, FACEism or facial prominence is the relative prominence of the face in the portrayal of men and women. Media tend to focus more on men's faces and women's bodies. Is it just the media that tends to focus on women's faces? On women's bodies and men's faces? Or do women contribute to that? Are women trying to get us to look more at their faces than their bodies with all the makeup? Those are questions that kind of peered through my mind because you've taken in their skin color, their ethnicity, their sex, their clothes, and their accent. You think you know who they are. Is that FACEism? That's what the local news station is claiming. So they said, you see the face of a stranger, and in a blink of an eye, you've made up your mind. Is it really FACEism they're talking about, or are they just giving us a new ism? I think they're just giving us a new ism in an attempt to further divide us. There's no doubt in my mind there's racism and sexism and homophobiaism and transisms and whatever other ism you want to give. But why are we creating a new ism? Because if I see your face and that's all I see, I still know what your race is. If I see your hands and that's all I see, I still know what your race is. So is FACEism really a thing? It sounds like racism to me, but in an effort, in my opinion, to continue to build the divide between the races, we've now come up with a new ism, FACEism. I mean, if you're ugly, you're ugly. And everyone has a right to date or talk to or be friends with who they're attracted to. So if I don't like you because of your face, I just don't like you. But is it possible to be prejudiced, prejudge someone based off their face? And I would say no. Do you know why? Because we all have stereotypes. Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, Filipino, Hawaiian. We all have stereotypes. We all have things that are particular to our community. They may be outdated, some of them today, but we still have prejudice, prejudging. Doesn't mean I dislike you. And we all do it among our friends and family. We all joke. But does America really need another ism to divide us even further? That's my question for today. Are we making a quick, unfair judgment about people we don't even know because of their face? Look, I got friends. Hey, Ben, I have friends that form the spectrum from dog butt ugly. If my dog looked like you, I'd shave its ass and teach it to walk backwards, to the extreme. They've been made over to look like Barbie. They have perfect skin. They have no wrinkles. They haven't allowed the aging process to affect them. They're always running to the plastic surgeon. They're all on that scale. Can you really tell something about someone by their face? I'm going to say no. I think this is the media's attempt to bring us another ism to further divide us as a country. I mean, if you think about it, Star Trek, they broke the ground for race relations with that kiss. So if I look at you and I don't find you attractive, does that make me a facist? We all have those things we want to, we like in a person, from the way they look to the way they carry themselves to their body type. So is bodyism going to be next? Because I'm a skinny old man, you have the right to discriminate against me? Is that how this is going to work? So we're going to start with the face. Then we're going to have nose-isms because, noses come in all different shapes and sizes. Flat, pointy, big, short, ears, Dumbo ears that come out and can carry you away. So are we going to take every part of the body now and make it an ism? Those who can and can't grow facial hair, and ladies, you're included in that. Don't think you don't get off. We know you be doing the little razor thing and getting the laser done. But seriously, have we come to that point in American history that we need another ism to divide us? That's the question of the day for me. FACEism. This is what they said in their headline. FACEism. Expose our often ignored history, erase stereotyping, and move forward to a better understanding of each other. FACEism. FACEism. I'm really having a hard time swallowing this one. Because I advocate the only way that we're going to break these barriers. Oh, Ben, it just, ABC 7 here in Los Angeles just started their whole series on FACEism. But if we're truly going to bridge racism, and there's a difference between racism and prejudice. So y'all really need to figure out what you're saying there, because we all have prejudice against men, women, gay, straight, bisexual, transgender, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, Filipino, Hawaiian. There's prejudice. There's certain attributes that are attributed to certain communities. That's prejudice. Doesn't mean you dislike them, but if you believe the stereotypes that have been put out there, that's prejudice. Racism is, I don't like you because your skin color, and because of your skin color, your eye color, whatever you want to call it, you're all bad. And we're seeing a lot of that today from different communities directed towards white people and Asian. All white people are bad. All Asian people have bought over the COVID, the Chinese flu, as Trump called it. But to get over these isms, not including this new one, FACEism, it's important that we get together and we sit down and we talk to people that are different from us, whether it's skin, religion, sexuality, whatever, that we all talk to one another. And we agree in that conversation to be able to talk freely and openly without fear of judgment and without getting angry at one another. Because my experience is a lot different than a lot of other people's experience. So from the age of 13 on, I grew up in the Black community. They were my family. They still are my family. Many, 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 many Black friends that are my family. You're right, Blaine, or Ben. I just want to call you Blaine. I don't know. Kick me in the ass later. You're right, Ben. It is just a word that sounds stupid, and the idea behind it is stupid. I agree. We have a lot of work to do on the other isms. and being able to sit down and freely and openly discuss without fear of someone else becoming offended. That's what we need to do. That's how we bridge the gaps. But coming up with more isms is not the way we're going to bridge the gaps here in America or across the pond or in Australia or in China or any other damn country you want to go to. You have to agree to sit down, have an open and frank discussion, and not be offended. That's what we need today. We don't need to be coming up with more isms or phobias or whatever else you want to call them. We don't need to be coming up with more of them to further divide our country. So this is what they say. It sounds like racism, and in many cases it is. So why the need to create and make FACEism something it's not? Yes, men are revered for their chiseled good looks, and women are revered for that hourglass body. See, Ben, I agree with you. People take offense too easily. Here's what I have to say about offense. What I said didn't offend you. You allowed the words I chose to speak to offend you. And if you are that thin-skinned that you are going to allow words to offend you without knowing the intent or understanding the intent, the context, and who the person is talking to, then you're an idiot and you deserve to be offended. We all talk, and you can all deny it all you want. We all talk a certain way among our friends and family, and we all joke among our friends and family. I'll never forget when I said to Mandy 24/7 on a live over on Clapper, a lot of Mexican people here in California do not like to be referred to as Hispanic. Mandy's in Arizona, so I asked her that question. And she's like, no, I'm not Hispanic. I am Mexican. I am not of Spanish descent. I am Mexican. And someone in that chat, in that live over on Facebook, or on Clapper, decided to be offended. How can you be offended on behalf of someone if that person isn't offended? I was out with a good friend of mine, Christopher. We were having dinner. A woman, white woman, decided to be offended on Christopher's behalf over something I said. And in that conversation with her, I looked at her and I said, Dorothy, you realize what you're doing right now is you're telling this young black man that he is too stupid to be offended by what I've just said. So you're going to be offended for him. See, here's the thing, people. We don't have the right to be offended on someone else's behalf. If the other person is not offended, then keep your mouth shut. You have no right to be offended on someone else's behalf. If I like a more square nose and not a pointy nose, that's not FACEism. That's just what I'm attracted to. And let's be honest. Back to the hourglass on the woman. Well, to go with the hourglass, now we have to paint our face like Michelangelo would spend an hour in the bathroom with us. Lose the makeup. Be who you are. If you want to do away with these stereotypes and the sexisms and all the other isms, stop painting your face, ladies. Go all natural. Because trust me, I have seen some of you in the morning without that makeup, and it ain't pretty. And it's a whole different person than I met the night before. So take that for what it's worth. But the question of the day for me is, do we really need another ism in the world? Because I'm sure this is going to jump from America and it's going to go across the pond to Ben, then to Australia, and then all over the world. Do we really need another ism? That's the question I want you to ponder today. I'm kind of a little hot under the collar with this one, so I think I'm going to head my ass down to the Costco and go stock up on some food for the week. And who knows, maybe I'll charge my phone and I'll some of the people on the street whether FACEism is a thing or if it's just another means to divide America even further. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you're hitting me on replay, hit replay. Let me know where you're from and let me know what you think. Is FACEism real? Or is it another way to divide America? You guys have a great day. Don't do anything I would do. That leaves you a lot of room. And we will talk to you later. I was told I was body shaming a lady as I said, you are a beautiful lady, but not my idea of beauty. Oh, Ben, I could go on for days about that one. If you want to do a live together about body shaming, I'd be more than happy to sit down with you and do a live. But right now I do have stuff to do. But you're right. Her body may not be the body that you find beautiful. Now the lady makes sense. If you want to sit down there and do this, have this conversation, let me make sure I follow you. Because we had a good chat. I can't do it from here. So we had a good chat yesterday with me, you, and Mandy. But yeah, Ben, let's have that conversation because so you said she's beautiful. Let's go the extreme and say she had that hourglass figure, but you like the big, beautiful woman, the big and bold, the BBWs. Are you body shaming her because she's skinny? Because then that goes against everything that the world says today, that you need to have that hourglass figure. You need to be, actually, you can't even have an hourglass figure anymore because they want you to be like emaciated, starving children in Africa body is what they want on you today. So we can have that discussion then. If you want to do it, hit me up. We'll do it. And right now I got to run and I'm like about 2 minutes and 38 seconds over my planned live. But I'd be willing to sit down and have that conversation with you, lady, live right here on my hat. So let me know if you want to do it. All right, guys, you make it a great day. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. That leaves you a lot of room. And for God's sake, be nice to people. Say hi to someone that you normally wouldn't say hi to and make their day. Peace out.